What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. I haven't been live streaming as much for you guys because, quite frankly, you guys don't seem to like it as much. It seems like the pre-recorded stuff, you guys like me reacting, the coffee thought. So I've been hearing you, and I've been doing more of that format. But today was actually, I wasn't supposed to do a show today. I had my night booked. And it takes a lot for me to book a night. I had my night booked to do a panel show. And I was supposed to go on this panel show and do a debate. Now, I want to start talking about why I don't really do debates and panel shows as much anymore. And I want to talk about, this is actually pretty rare. And I turned down so many panel shows, debates. Like, I wish I could put into words how often that I turn stuff down. And I don't turn things down to be rude. I don't turn things down to be pretentious or think I'm better than anybody. But I generally think it's better to just create my own thing than go on all these other people's shows. On other people's shows, you have to worry about so much stuff. You have to worry about the moderation. You have to worry about the footage, and it's actually to the point that I charge a couple grand in general to go on other people's shows, because it's just not really worth my time financially to do that over recording stuff for my own show. Now, I want to give you an idea of what a content creator is going to think. If I spend, let's say, 3 hours on your show, debating, talking, doing whatever, yes, you can switch the thumbnail to that. That's good. That's good, guy behind the scenes. I won't say the name, but that's a good one. I did this live quick. Now, the reason I do that again is I can get out at, like, in 3 hours, I can get up to 20 to 30 videos made. Or a live stream like this. I take my job seriously. I think the people that are subscribed to me, you guys support me. I couldn't do what I do without you. To me, it's really important that I make really good content for my audience. But on occasion, I either offer an opportunity to people or I accept an invite. I accept an invite to a show. Now, recently, there was a man who invited me on his show. Now, I'm not going to leak messages behind the scenes. I could. If you unsend anything, I have them. But there was a guy who was putting on a show, right? And I don't really, I guess you guys will find his channel. It's not really, I have all respect, to him and to do what he wants on his show. But, I'm just to the point in my life that if something happens publicly, I'm going to address it publicly and move on. I used to just ignore stuff. And to some degree I will, but I prefer to talk about the topics and then just move on with my life. So this was a little channel. And normally, again, I would never take a channel of a certain size. And this isn't to be pretentious, but I want you to understand. Doug MPA sent me something to go on this topic that happened the other day. I want you to understand when small creators ask bigger creators to do collabs or to do different events, whatever. This is not to say that I'm better or smarter than you. If anything, I think that I'm not, the smartest person ever. I'm not the best YouTuber ever. There's better people. I meet smarter people than me every day. I meet better YouTubers, more entertaining than me. But when somebody's not that, they're not more entertaining, they don't have a big platform, you kind of think as a bigger creator, what do I get out of this? And that's how YouTubers think. That's how, and you have to pay the bills, to keep the lights on, whatever. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of times I have offered Black people opportunities and they've just squandered them. Now, again, this isn't just to be rude or mean, but in general, I don't, there's just a pattern I've noticed over the years. So many Black people bite the hand that feeds them. And for me, I didn't see race at all, if I'm being honest, when I was younger. I really didn't. And this isn't, again, a lot of people, I'll say this stuff and they'll say, you can't see the world that way. And my response is, I really didn't want to. I had, as so many of my critics and detractors bring up, I had a Black boyfriend. And, that was fine. It was a good experience for me. But there just comes a point where you can't not see this stuff. So for those of you that don't know, I'll tell you my story. I came from America and I went to London. And when I went to London, I started a YouTube show. And I went to London to play volleyball. And this rapidly became one of the biggest shows in the country. I had 1 billion views on the channel before I had to delete all my content. And for about a 2-year period, I was recognized everywhere I went. I had one of the biggest shows in the United States. It was ranked. I had 50 to 100 million views a month. And my show was kind of on top, right? This all came crashing down when I got demonetized. Now, I had a co-host that I thought I was just such good friends with. I thought we were the best of pals. I really did. And I don't think this co-host realized how much stuff I did behind the scenes and how much I really gave up to be in the position I was in. Dating became, for a period, very difficult for me. My personal life became very difficult. That pretty much disappeared when I started content because it was just so time consuming. Like I was working and I don't, I had to be in charge of all the recruiters, getting people to come to the show. I had to pay all the staff. I had things go missing. I had things taken from me. And I was very lucky to be in that position. So I'm not trying to pretend that I'm some victim in this. Although in this case, I kind of a little bit. No, it was my own fault, but I'm a woman. Sometimes I just think, but okay. So now this guy, I see him probably. So I start a show called The Pregame. And the pregame was a podcast. And on Tuesdays, I said, we can co-host. It'll be this fun thing. And we were the best of pals. I thought we were chilling. I thought we were cool. And then one day I bring on a guest that he disagreed with. Now, the way this co-host at the time would have described the guest, he would have said he was a white supremacist, to this, to that, the typical names that Black people call white people when they disagree with their ideas. And maybe he was to some degree, I don't know. But I'm the type, I give people fair interviews no matter what. So I bring this guy on and he was great. He was awesome. I had a great interview with him. I got along. And this pissed off the co-host. I think he felt like, Pearl, why didn't you check with me? And I'm like, who are you? You're not paying the bills at my house. And long story short, we were renegotiating pay, and this guy wanted me to double his pay. And this happened to me over and over again, where he wanted to do a different rate, or it was higher. I can't remember the exact logistics. And I was forced to kind of look at my Tuesday show, and I was going to say, am I making more money on my show with you than my other shows? And the answer was no. So then, I ended up saying, if you want, maybe we could do this network type deal. And mind you, I don't think he realized how expensive the network, like me running his YouTube channel, was, because maybe he couldn't do math. I don't know. But it was a very expensive ask of me to do this. I had to pay rent at a very expensive apartment. I had to pay probably, I don't want to say the price of my equipment, but it was really expensive. I had payroll, editors, producer. Like, I don't think, a lot of times YouTubers have no concept of like cost. And so he ends up, because of this disagreement, saying that I offer people slave contracts when he only worked. I mean, he got a few $100. I can't remember what it was. And he only worked like 3 hours a week. And he wanted more. And I'm like, and the contract I gave him, I was spending $10,000 a month. And he wanted me to spend more. And I just said, I can't spend more than that. I'm sorry. I can't. And it was just so sad to me because, again, I thought we were friends. And then he makes a video calling me a colonizer. He put out people that were behind the scenes and he made them people that aren't public facing people. And by the way, when, his subscribers doubled in the time that, I really gave him the opportunity of a lifetime. And he squandered it. I gave him the opportunity to basically for free film as much content as he wanted. And he just wanted more. I'm like, well, and I think a lot of white people feel like this. And it's not something we want to feel. Again, I went to London not really caring or seeing any of this stuff. I really didn't. I did not see race going to London. And if this was one instance, it would have been fine. But then 2 other YouTubers I knew also turned on me when I had this guest they disagreed with on. And it just seemed like when I gave Black people opportunities, they just kept making me regret it, and this isn't, again, I'd like to say I got nothing against Black people. But at some point, we recognize patterns. We really do. So I'm going to continue. The other day, a small Black content creator, a nice, a YouTuber or a TikToker, she wants to debate me. And she comes into my inbox and she says, Pearl, I got to find these messages. Pearl, and oh, here we go. So she says, let's debate, Pearl. And I said, on what? You can pick the topic, but I do feminine. And remember, this is a girl getting 400 views on a video. I'm like, I don't really get much out of doing this, but for love of the game, I'll give you a shot. I'll allow you to. And I keep giving her all the tools to give me a pitch. Because, if you're going to come to me and ask to debate, I really expect you to do all the work if you're bringing nothing else to the table. I expect you to come with a creative debate, something interesting, out of the box. And she keeps throwing these topics at me, and I just keep saying, these are boring. I need you to be more interesting. I've done this debate a million times. And then now we're going to put... wait, hold on. I'm going to put the TikTok she makes in response. Oh, wait. Doug MPA, where is it? Can you put it at the top of the doc? I thought I had it. I don't know why I don't. Do I need to refresh it? And again, this isn't... I don't want to say this is only Black people, but I just don't have the same experience with white people. And Black people, they always come at me and just say, but Pearl, what about white people? What about... I could talk about white people and their manipulation and their problems. White people don't generally squander opportunities. Now, white women do false accusations. I would say that's really common. I think white women are the most verbally manipulative. They can look really innocent and be total backstabber. I think white women are the worst in divorce court. I talk about traditional conservative white women all the time. I mean, I grew up around these crazy women. I have many videos covering this stuff. But at some point, you notice a pattern. Did you have the Instagram thing, Doug MPA? Oh, Yeah. Got a new member. But anyways, I think Doug MP is getting it. This girl makes a TikTok, and I just knew with women, they always make TikToks. They always make TikToks. This was something that could, all right, this is her crashing out. And it's just like, Black women called me a pedophile. They went around and said I asked sexual questions to kids. I never did that. I had a debate on abortion where people could come up and debate abortion. It was on a sign. And the way they phrased this is, oh, she was asking sexual questions to kids. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And women do this stuff all the time. I mean, all right, here's the, let me show the screen. Bruh, I know. Why do you think I see women this way? It's exhausting. Another thing white women do, and I can talk about white women and I wouldn't get offended. White women will drag you to court. Black women don't have money to take you to court. White women will use their husband's money to drag you to court. And, you could say this about white people and we would say this is true. We would say this is true. But there's something, Black people cannot have these conversations for some reason. They just seem to get emotional and crash out. And it's so tiring. Like, you just don't get any professionalism.
Time to speak. I have been harassed in my DMs by a conservative pundit.
Do you see what she said? She said I was harassed in my DMs. Bruh. Like, I don't think these women see how unlikable they are.
Pearl, anti-feminist Pearl, grifter Pearl, you know her. Very kindly, I DM Pearl asking her if she wants to have a discussion. She asked
I said, on what?
me about what? I say about feminism. We know how the story goes. She says, about what? Again. I kindly explained to her what a feminism debate is. Again. And so
what she kept saying is feminism good or bad? And I just don't think that's a good question. Good or bad, according to who? I just don't think that's the best. It's the best question.
Suddenly, my character,
I am hilarious. The United States education system needs work. You can circle back when you have a better question. She showed the DMs. I'm going to show the full ones because this is bullshit. Oh, I don't even like showing DMs, but I'm like, this is bullshit. Hold on. How do I unzoom this? I don't want. The hard thing about these screens is like the sharing. So why do you have to show on Instagram all the things on the left? I'm not trying to air out people that aren't involved in this. All right, I'm just going to keep playing this girl. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
intellect and my education are called into
question. Oh, wow. Oh, do you notice how she crops out? You know what? We're going to watch a video and then I'll show you. She crops out everything she said.
I'm so confused. I'm lost. So I reach out to my good sis, Tilly. I say, hi, Tilly. I don't know what's going on, Tilly. Why is she harassing me, Tilly? Tilly says, I don't know because she didn't act this way to me. I think back to my previous...
Yeah, because you were way more insufferable. Tilly, the reason I had Tilly on, so basically this girl sees Tilly's debate and she's like, I want the same debate. And I'm like, why would I debate you on this? I just debated Tilly. Like, why would I? She came in and her first thing was, I'm going to be respectful. She led with respect. These women are so unlikable.
Interactions, I'm like, oh yeah. Pearl calls me lazy. Pearl calls me uneducated. Pearl attacks my work ethic. And here's the kicker. Here's the part that seals the deal for me. Pearl says that maybe I'll amount to something if I become more like Tilly. Aw.
Yeah, she had a way better attitude.
I know what you want to change about me to make me more like you and Tilly. Unfortunately, it's not possible, babe. Unfortunately, you know.
You notice it's like they go into victim mode eventually. And this is the thing. I gave her the opportunity of a lifetime. You could get clips. You could dunk on me, right? This is the opportunity of a lifetime. These are all public videos. Like, if you said, why do you think the way you think? I could actually give videos of, another example. And there was a YouTuber that would clip me out of, anyway, I'm gonna actually go back in a second, but
when I know that I can't change that. I can't, unfortunately.
No, I just want the attitude to change.
I just want to illuminate how much more difficult it is to be in this space, to be in the political space.
Oh my God!
when you're, you know. Honestly, it doesn't matter how intelligent I am, how much I prepare.
No, you are kind of dumb. And that's the problem, is you're just not as smart as you think you are.
How composed I come off, they will treat
you. Didn't come off composed. Like
how they want to treat me. But why do you want to debate her in the first place? She's a bad person. She's an evil person. Yeah, she's one of many evil people who are currently educating and radicalizing our youngest generation. Fun fact, even if I wanted the more comfortable, the more highbrow conversation, and trust me, I do, I simply don't have the same access to these conversations as my peers do. I simply don't have.
Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, you said, and go to post? 3 buttons and say go. No, I'm trying to show the messages, Doug MPA, without because on the left. Actually, I think I can do it if I zoom enough. I think actually I don't really care about the last ones. It's just me sending stuff. Okay, I'll do it. Let me see if I can zoom. Am I able to zoom? Oh my God. Actually, let me finish her video. I'm so ADD sometimes.
I have the luxury of discretion. I fear. I'm so sorry, guys. I just wanted to illuminate that these situations are recurring. It's not a one-time thing. It takes that much more effort, that much more time to have the platform, to have the conversations that my peers currently do. Unfortunately.
I would have given it to you so easily if you could just be respectful and smart. That's it. A little
crazy. Oh, you're obviously running right now. And I think that that's so.
Now, it's so funny that these women think, like, I would have to know who you are to be running. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have to, like, know, but it's just,
tragic. So until you can provide me with a good reason as to why you can have a casual conversation with Tilly, but I need to present you with some kind of thesis, I'm gonna continue speaking. Hope that's cool.
To delve deeper into it, I didn't necessarily prepare like this.
Okay. All right. So now So
summary of my worldview, but I think overall
that's all right. I mean, I'm just trying.
She's taking this out of context. Tilly came in and she said, these are the topics I want to discuss. She said, I'm going to be respectful. She led with that.
Have a conversation.
I'm not going to attack you personally.
With you, this isn't like a gotcha type thing. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
This is officially the second time this week I have been harassed.
Yeah, she says I've been harassed. And it's like these women have no idea. Like, do you think if you have pictures like this on your Instagram? Oh, yeah, I'm really dying to have you on. It's like, okay. Now, let me show you the full thing. It's kind of funny. So I say to Zena, she says, let's debate, Pearl, on what? You can pick the topic if you want, but I could do feminism. I'm guessing you're anti-feminist. I said, what about feminism? Do you agree with its principles? Is it a good or bad thing? I need a better debate question. Good or bad is irrelevant. If you aren't a feminist, explain why that I do the same. The debate is feminism. The United States education system needs work. You can circle back when you think of a better question. That's so interesting because the topics seem to make sense when you had a debate with Tilly. So what's different? I said, a woman nagging me. You've really changed my mind now. Because that's the thing. Instead of being polite, she comes in and says, oh, but you had a debate with Tilly. It's like they could come and be, bring more to the table and say, oh, I'm sorry. Here's a better question. I said, you could try to be more creative, but instead you choose to nag. Just say you don't want to have a debate. Your excuses are hollow. Oh, wow. Bullying me into a debate. You seem pleasant. There's no way. Running is crazy. I just want to see a little more creativity from me, but not Tilly. She had a better pitch. You're coming in and saying, do the exact same debate you did with someone else. And if you don't take it, I'm going to insult you. Women, dude, get creative. Think of something new. You're a woman. If you find this insulting, then you're proving your own allegations against your gender. I'll give you a day to think of something, but if you keep nagging me, you're going to get blocked. The choice is yours, creativity or laziness. I'll give you a day. Is thinking that hard, Zena? Is grifting that hard? Let me copy someone else's work and get mad you don't accept it. Do you think women shouldn't vote? Tilly had such a good pitch. Proposing a feminism debate is copying work. You're literally pulling stuff from thin air. You lack work ethic, Zena, but you can do it. I believe in you. Do you think women should vote? Try again. This is officially running. Have a nice day. You would actually be famous. You would actually have to be famous for me to run from a debate. Maybe if you were Tilly. I understand the fear of public humiliation. No one's ever heard of me, but I'm entitled to debating big YouTubers. If only you had Tilly's work ethic, maybe you could be something someday. She had such a good pitch. I think there's another reason. And that's what they always default to. It's racism. And I'll just think it couldn't possibly be that you were not likable. You're not a likable human. That you just couldn't come up with anything. And this is, guys, I could put so many examples. The only show I did that I didn't get paid for was run by Black people. I had a camera stolen from me, Black person. And I'm really not trying to make this about, I really wasn't trying to make this about race, but I just, I lived in a pretty Black area and I just think that Black people gave me no choice. So we're going to move on to the next part of the story. Now, back to the YouTube show I was invited on. So there was a small YouTuber that invited me onto his channel. Now, to put the difference, I have 2 million subscribers. At one point, I had 1 billion views on my channel. He has 5,000 subscribers. 5,000. That's the difference. But hey, I said he seems pretty motivated. He's always streaming. Whatever. Oh, someone said yes. And I thought, this could be a cool opportunity. If he does all the work for me of putting this panel show together, and he lets me have some say in debates, and he can moderate and keep things quiet, I'll actually go on his show every single week. Now, mind you, this is kind of a golden ticket for this guy. I don't think he realizes the opportunity he lost, I'm being honest here. I don't think he has any idea. I know all the other big YouTubers. I could get so many people on that, want to do panels and debates, but they need someone they can trust. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the work of putting everybody together, organize. It's just, shit for us to do. We don't feel like doing it. By the way, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share the stream now. Go spam their chat and tell all their chat to come here. I just think it would be funny. This is the channel. So, oh my God. All right, I'm back. So, mind you, if you have 5,000 subs, when I had 5,000 subs, I just don't have a lot of sympathy for these people. Like, if I was the girl and I had 500 views a video and a big YouTuber with 2 million subscribers said to think of a better topic, I would just think of a better topic. And that's kind of how white people, like, I would say we're very opportunity driven. We make the most of the opportunities we're given. I would say that's normal in white culture. The boss says jump, you say how high. They say work 80 hours a week. I guess that's what I'm doing this week. And I just don't get that level of like work ethic. Anyway, so this YouTuber, I went on a show before and I kind of had the same moderation issues where he would just have one guy take over the whole panel that wasn't even famous. And there was like way bigger people on. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know? And it would be one thing if the person was making coherent points, but they weren't. So anyways, he comes to me and he says, hey, we can have you on a panel. And I'm like, hey, I'll come back on the show. Why not? And maybe this could be a weekly thing. And I said, I think a good topic. I don't want to misquote, so I'll go through the DMs. No, I'm not showing any. I'm not showing any. I want to summarize. I want to make sure I'm not misquoting or missummarizing. Oh, he invited me on a live. I asked the topic. I said I can't do this time. Then we were going back and forth on time. I said a panel is fine. I want a contentious topic that people will disagree on. Oh, I have an idea, black fatigue. So this was my idea, but this is what I'm thinking we're talking about. So I come on this panel. How do we make that a question? These topics are doing well. I can pull clips, blah, blah, blah. We do heavy debates every week. Tell me what you want to tackle and we'll make it happen. The main topics, relationships, black fatigue. This is what I'm DM'd from him. And just in case anything you unsend, I have this on the record. And I mean this with all respect, but I don't like being gaslit. I really don't. I don't like being lied about. I don't like it when people say I said things I didn't say or did things I didn't do. I don't like that. And I used to ignore it, but I'm just to the point that it's just, I'm going to defend myself. Okay, so whatever. We go back and forth on the top. I even said we got to talk about why black women keep fucking these fat women. Anyway, so I actually go on the show and this one guy's just over talking everybody. And I'm like, I just can't. If this is how it's going to be moderated, I got to go. He begs me to come back. He begs me. And I say, okay. That's fine. And this is me after I come back, and this is where we're going to get into the debate. And I'm going to react, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. And then I'm going to bring up some panelists to react. Ellie, are you chewing? She's chewing my desk. Okay. All right. So let me. Now, mind you, to be fair, the title was Vivica Fox and 50 cents. Maybe that was in the email. But I'm thinking, okay, I came on here expecting to talk about black fatigue. That was what I'm here to do. I came in with black fatigue stats. I'm ready to go. Now, mind you, imagine accusing me of race baiting when the topic is black fatigue. How could I even do that? Why, if you can't talk about race, why would you make that the topic? Okay, so all right, we're gonna watch. I think it would be funny to steal their viewers. I do think it would be funny. So you guys should tell them in the chat to come over here. Okay. And like the video, we got almost 4,000 people watching across platforms.
Dealing with these men. Most
Question
women
for-
not type of bad men like that, bro. They not choosing. We choose them. They don't choose. That. We choose them.
Question for Pearl, and then Yuri can actually respond, and then we go to the fellas. I see you, CJ. Pearl, do most women know about how these men move out there? Because in my head, it comes Future, Nick Cannon, Cam Newton. Like, usually the guy that has already a track record and women still flock to them. This is a very visible. I don't think this is like the woman will.
No, women know, but we hate that we love them.
That's different.
Like, oh, I love him so much. I hate it. We hate that we love the criminals, the players, the rappers, in this case, the the really unstable men we just love. And you could see this because when women are young and hot, that's who we pick. When we're old, ugly. Now, mind you, this girl, she's starting with the disrespect. None of this is called out. Okay, they're not checking this. Which, whatever, I'm kind of walking into the lion's den. You see the face this woman's making? None of this is going to be checked. I'll get checked, but they won't get checked. And you wonder why black women are so bad. It's like the black men never hold them accountable for anything. And if they crash out, then I'm the bad guy. It's like, all right. And used up. I mean, that's when we go for the stable guys. And we do a very good job. Yeah. We do a very good job convincing them we love them. So I don't know if any girl comes in and is like, I love the stable guys. It's like, at 20, did you? Usually not. So that's, and we can't help it to some degree. We cannot help that we are attracted to men that show signs of dominance. I think a lot of us we wish we could turn it off, but we can't. It's just what we're attracted to. We're biologically hardwired to do that. Unfortunately. So
we're biologically hardwired to.
So she's offended, and I would assume it's because she dated a criminal. I'm gonna assume. I think there was someone there, because women get offended by this when they're dating the stable guy, and they're like, "Oh, he can't know. He can't know."
Did you say we're biologically hardwired to want chaotic, criminal?
Well, dominant. Yeah, dominant. Because, you got to think of like Ted Bundy. He had women. Yeah, he had women writing him love letters. He impregnated a woman. He impregnated a woman while he was in prison for murdering women. This is a real Luigi Mangione.
I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a thing that certain women do.
Well, now she's going into the not all women are like that. So I'm saying women like criminals. And by the way, I started with a white example. It was white women that were crushing on Ted Bundy and Luigi Mangione. But I don't like being disingenuous. I don't like when women gaslight and pretend they don't know something. Now, I don't know much about this woman, but I just have a hard time believing that she doesn't know women that have dated criminals. I just don't believe it. And it's because of the stats when it comes to the Black community and my personal experience, right? So this isn't just facts, data, and statistics. It's also just what I've experienced, is that Black women just tend to go for more thug-like guys. They like the criminals. Black men that I know that date Black women, they've had a similar experience. And I'm okay with people having different experiences, but what I don't like is being disingenuous. So, anyways,
there's no.
Hold on, Jazz, let her land, and you respond. You going to get the mic? Let her land.
Not every woman does that. There's different levels of dominance. However, we are still attracted to dominant men, and that does come in the form of, if a man can kill someone else, we know he can protect us biologically. So that just is what it is.
So you find you equate dominance with, you find a man that can dominate and harm a woman attractive?
That's one way that men describe it, or that's one way that men do it, and women do select those men. So I try not to apply morality. So she's trying to make it about me. She's like, Pearl, do you like criminals? Do you? And it's So tiring. So I'm trying morality to this, good or bad, it doesn't matter, because women do pick criminals. Criminals are more men that have committed a violent crime are actually more likely. They are more likely to reproduce than men that haven't. So she's trying to be a bitch, right? She's being a bitch before I'm being a bitch to her. I like it. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Will they check this? No. She's saying, "Oh, speak for yourself." I don't date criminals. As far as I know, there's no one I've dated that has a criminal record. So it's just, do you know what I mean? I don't know anything about this woman. I didn't make this world. I didn't make women write love letters.
Has that been your experience? Like, are you attracted to criminals?
Well, to be fair, I don't know many criminals. So that hasn't been my experience personally. But sounds like these are setups. They are not debating. They're attacking your character. Well, I mean, I didn't even mind a little bit of a setup, because I did feel like I could cook. I didn't think I would lose this. Is there another super chat I missed, or was it just that one? Black fathers were targeted for destruction, starting with the Great Society. That in crowded ghettos are the main causes of what you see today. Is there any other supers I missed? Oh, there's another one. When Europeans first arrived in sub-Saharan Africa, there was no structure more permanent than a grass hut, and only plates were in lips. Nothing much has changed. Oh, I didn't even see all these. This is so inauthentic. Your audience fishing. No, I actually think these are the most authentic streams I've done. It's not like this was a topic that I want to cover. I mean, it gives people ammo on me, right? People throw in my face who I like, my ex-boyfriend, all the time. Good guy, nothing against him. But people do that. And this just gives people ammo to like make fun of me, right? It makes it uncomfortable sometimes in public. I don't know what people have seen me say or clipped, but I just couldn't not talk about this, because this was just the most like, this was just a canon moment for me. This was a canon moment. These experiences that I talk about, I never in a million years thought my friends would do this to me. And I can't unsee it now. All right, let me keep going. I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So,
okay,
especially in the Black community, if we're going to be honest, that's
well, yeah. Well, I was going to say,
so I don't know why you're pretending to not know what I'm talking about. So now this is what started the whole fight. Now, it doesn't seem like I'm doing this to insult her or attack her. All I want her to do is be intellectually honest and be like, look, because let's say she doesn't know in her personal life Black women that date criminals. Are we going to pretend we're not, like, you didn't see all these rappers with a billion baby mamas that Black women love? Really? I mean, I don't really follow the rap scene, but like, we're not going to talk about, what is it? Pooh Shiesty, King Von. And I'm not saying, I'm sure white women dip in there too. That would be very exciting for a white woman, but let's not pretend that's not more common in the Black community than the white. It just is. Good old Jazz. That's her whole MO. She does this on every show she's on. Pearl, what's wrong with the Blacks? And I just don't like dishonesty.
What
you can gaslight these simps, but you can't gaslight me. Chico.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know anything about the Black community, but I will say.
Now look, half this panel thinks this is funny.
About the white community, it's a lot of white women that find men who kill other women attractive. Those are the women that were
true, but I won't gaslight you about it. I will gaslight that. And so that's the thing. She says stuff about white women, and white people, we can handle this. I say, they'll say, but Pearl, let's talk about white issues. We can. I talk about conservative Christians all the time that I would say are primarily white. All the time. But, you know, I actually think I'm nicer to black people because I'm honest. All these other white people will lie, but they're thinking the same thing. They see the crackheads on the street. I mean, and I are there white crackheads? Yeah, but let's be real about the majority here. I would say that's true. That's true. There are white women that do that.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, real quick, Pearl.
I
Hold
can't
on.
hear you while I'm
Jazz,
talking. I don't even know why she even brought up the black community.
You can't say that.
Now, mind you, he's not offended here. He only gets offended when the women start nagging him. You're going to see. He's not offended in the beginning. He's chill.
Until she lands. Like I want you to right now, we got strong personalities on the panel. Please let the person finish and then respond. You can't say the person interrupted you and why you talking over me while I'm talking if you already interrupted the person. Let her finish. You the first person that can respond to her, Jazz. You the first person. Just let her land.
I did let her land.
No, you didn't let her land, Jazz.
Okay.
It's fine. Let's start now.
Okay, well, you asked me why I brought it up, the black community, because you're black, so you would know. Because, like, I don't. The whole panel's laughing. Look, I mean, it's a fair assumption. Look, I think that if people assumed I came from a rich white background or a wealthy, a middle upper class, they would be right. If you know, is it fair to assume that black people know black people and that they see black culture on TV and in the media? I mean, I think that's a fair assumption. I really do. It's like the same reason you brought up the white community, because I'm white. Yeah, and she did the same thing.
I didn't
have eyes, you know.
If you're done, first of all, that's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
This
Now, mind you, these two start crashing out. And instead, this is how monsters are made. Because he could option A, check these two. But he won't. They won't. And it's no Ilkin, or I think that's how I say your name. And it's no disrespect for you, but I'm just getting tired of men doing this. Like, be a man. And I hate having to be a woman to say that. It's so out of order. But it's just, you know, it's kind of like the dad that always rewards the bratty sisters. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. You just think, could you punish the one that did the wrong thing?
Oh, it's not.
I mean,
Yes, it is.
No,
he was begging me to come on the show.
Hey, friends, we don't need that leaves. Jess can handle it. Let her handle it.
Go ahead.
So like I said,
we were offended. Next.
Go ahead, Jess. Let Jess finish, please. Let's go ahead, Jess.
I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Jess,
So like I said, we were speaking about relationships in general. Nobody said anything about black or white until you brought it up, and for what reason, I don't know. It didn't add anything to the conversation. First of all, you're speaking on the nature of women and how we are all naturally attracted to men who are criminals, and then you made a point to say,
in particular, yeah.
Excuse me, no, that is not the case at all for black women. Now, if you're talking about people that are in poverty, people that live in certain situations and
60%. Now, again, it's going to completely derail the conversation because she's going to keep saying, why do you keep talking about black people? It's just like, it's again, this is tone policing. Black men have been arrested by the.
Can you stop cutting her off?
One second. Hey, friends, one second. I got you.
She's cutting me off, Ali.
I got you, Jess. You don't have to ask. I got you.
Sorry.
You all right?
Crashing out. My bad.
Just make some notes for her. Let her finish. Go ahead, Jess.
That's my fault.
It's fine. Go ahead, Jess. Uninterrupted.
It's just weird that you would even have to bring up a race of people to even have the conversation, which lets me know that you don't really have information on the conversation. You're just spewing points to try to get a rise out of people because that's all you know. As it pertains to why women choose the women they want or the kind of men that they date, there are so many different reasons for that. You can't equate a person that has a felony to them being a violent criminal. That's not always the case, because I agree there are some people that marry men and women that have felonies in their background. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are violent. And then to say that Black women are the most prone to violent criminals.
Steal their viewers, guys. Get in their chat. Say, get Pearl back.
Within our community, you don't know shit about our community, Pearl. And if we're going to talk about...
And she says, I don't know shit about the community. Well, maybe I don't know as much as you, but again, I lived in a pretty Black area for like 2 years. I mean, I know something. You know, I've been in entertainment for 5. It's a good, I mean...
what's happening. If we're going to make it about a race thing, let's figure out what's going on in these white communities, in these white homes, when you all are raising all the mass shooters, y'all raising kids that are taking guns to shoot at other kids, y'all going into public spaces. And I'm sure you're going to talk about Black on Black crime or whatever, but we can debunk all of that because that's through proximity. The point is that you didn't have to make it about Black or white. Keep it general, because it's very disrespectful for you to try to pigeonhole Black women when you don't know any of us at all, to make that assumption that that's what we are prone to. None of these women on this stage, myself, Tyranny, or even Athena, are dating any man that is of a criminal or that are violent. So watch what you say up here. You got a really smart mouth. And if you're going to have the conversation, try to be respectful. And all this trying to get me to hurry up, I'm going to take my motherfucking time.
Oh my God. Can we get
Right?
Hey, there was rules. She has the hey, friends. We don't need it. When she lands, Pearl will have all the chance to reply. Everybody going to be quiet. Go ahead. You done, Jess?
Yeah, I'm done. I don't understand why that was accepted. Like that was
wait. 1 second.
Okay.
We shouldn't accept what she said.
To say that you should know as a Black woman because you all date criminals when
So
already...
Jess, 1 second. So this is my opinion, Jess, and correct me if I'm wrong. She punched you in the face. You have the right to punch her back.
Imagine the ratio of vowels to consonants in this queen's name. Oh my God.
Right? Is that fair? If you felt that she punched you in the face, I have an opinion about this that I'm going to say later, right? But we are letting you defend yourself. We're not. You're going to have 2 chances to land your plane, and Pearl is going to have the chance to actually rebuttal what you said. Do you think that's fair? Do you what do you want to do? Can we go on? I would want to make sure so everybody knows where we at.
We can move on. I think she
okay. Go ahead.
Now, mind you, this could be a weekly thing. How funny would it be to watch me do these type of debates once a week? Imagine this could be such a great show. You guys see the vision here? I give these YouTubers so much opportunity.
Pearl, and then we go back to the panel.
Okay, so you can tone police the simps and women that respond to shame, but you're not going to tone police me. So anyways, going back to the stats, the reason that I said that was 2 reasons. The first is that I interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them were Black women. And I just noticed that they had a propensity more likely than other races to date criminals. It's not really an insult. As I could go into details about the types of men white women tend to date that are irresponsible. I've just noticed different trends in different communities. And it's kind of backed up by data because 60% of Black men have been arrested by the age of 25. So like if your dating pool is Black guys, 6 out of 10 are going to have been arrested. Why would I not think that it's more... Why would I not? Wouldn't that be a logical conclusion that she knows a Black guy that's been arrested? Yeah, they said your blood pressure would go to unhealthy levels. Or I don't know, once every other week. It seems low. Yeah, I know. They're not even arresting the Black guys now, it's not to be rude, but I think it's more common in that community than it is other communities. In terms of mass shooters, I think you said white people are the majority of mass shooters. I would say that's true. And I wouldn't crash out on you for saying that. So again, if you want to get offended, that is a choice and that is your choice and you have the right to do that. So
I want to touch on this and then I want CJ and Rick the ruler to pull up and the rest of the panel. Okay, Tyranny, I see you too. So coming from a world citizen, right? Because I live in Portugal. Right now it's 2 a.m. And Pearl was in the UK for a while too. This is not a black woman thing. If you go to Japan, all those women love the Yakuza until they get older. If you go to Brazil, all the
who really cares what this guy has to say? Let me skip a little bit.
picked black woman in any.
Oh my God. He's just not entertaining. I need better from you. Okay.
If y'all like the conversation became racial, it was Pearl that actually did it. Okay.
No reason.
And we are trying to figure out, 1 second, we are trying to figure out if this is based.
Became racial. So what? And again, mind you, this is me with the prerequisite of thinking the topic is going to be black fatigue. I came in prepared.
On stats or not. The fucking cousins and fucking dogs, you can statistically prove that shit. Okay?
All right,
so what we're going to do is, CJ, what is the percentage of black men that are convicted of a crime? Not arrested, convicted of a crime before.
Now they try to like push it like the white people are just out arresting black people for no reason. White people were done with this, you know.
At 18.
I didn't look up the convicted stat. I
just looked it up.
Black men are arrested by age 25. Not most, but 49% of them are. So
okay, so but that's irrelevant because arrest records, like we need the convictions because you're not become a criminal because you were arrested. You become a criminal when you get convicted.
33% of black people have felonies.
What's the percentage?
33%.
Approximately 33% of African American adult males have a felony record, which includes those who have been convicted of crimes. I'd have to dive in deeper to find like what age group, but her stats were correct about arrest. And that might be something that people use, like, again, inflammatory statements, obviously, for content purposes. But yeah, it is 33% of adult males. So
that's not really what I want to say. I really wanted to say something else. So women want to control the uncontrollable, but they're going to shit test you to see, are you really uncontrollable? So
this poor guy had been waiting all night. This poor guy.
If they get that control over you, they'll say, this ain't the nigga I thought he was. He is controllable, right? So that's kind of why they like chaos. You
should have said that's why they like criminals, because even the law can't control them.
So once they get there, they're kind of miserable in the fact that they like the uncontrollable. So they don't like being on either side of the fence. They don't like the fact that they like the uncontrollable. But then they try to wrestle the controller from you to see if you're uncontrollable. It's a weird dynamic. And Pearl is not wrong. Most black women are more attracted to, they have a higher propensity to be attracted to those men. I don't know why y'all gotta.
It says Spirit Airlines enters the chat. Yeah, I do. I fly Frontier, and I know what you're talking about. Here we go.
Offended and respect Black power. That's where this racist shit come from. Like I told y'all before, it's the black women that want us get us into this racist shit. Can I finish?
Can you coon later?
It's the black women that want to.
Now, mind you, like, think about this. She just called. I don't even want to say it because I just feel like that's so disrespectful. These guys end up crashing out on me, and all I did was bring up a stat, and she called the black guy what? The double standards. This is bullshit.
Listen to this race shit.
This is how the monsters are created. Okay.
Let them land.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We control. Hey, Tyranny, don't mute yourself if I mute you. Go ahead, CJ.
So yeah, I think they want to get us into a war that we can't win, so they can go and be with the white man, and that's a different topic. But sorry,
the black women want to be in a war against. I'm gonna ask them about that later, so they can. Okay. White guys are not going to take black women, and that's going to be. I'll get into that later, but white guys are the least. Black women are too fat. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, white guys are not going to do that. Maybe for like a one time if nobody knows. But I'm telling you, I used to be big. Like I was like 40 pounds heavier. And white guys weren't really checking for me like that. And black women were fat, probably at a higher body fat percentage, most of them, than I did. So it's like
Tyranny, do you have the chance to reply, and then I'll get the best of the people that haven't talked, especially Big Rick, right? What did CJ said that was wrong? It's a battle of ideas. 1 second, Tyranny. Remember, this is the battle of ideas. You have uninterrupted time to prove CJ that what he said is wrong. No name calling for now. Later we can do it. Let's prove CJ wrong. Why is he wrong that most black women are attracted to this type of man?
Pearl, no, we're not.
That's not even what he said. He said they have a propensity, like they're more likely to be. Most probably are. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, when I was in London, every other girl's ex was a rapper that was black or a road. They would call them roadmen. I'm like, what the fuck? Because they'll say it's just an American black woman problem. I'm like, that is not true. I lived in London. It was the same there.
Attracted to them. Their men want us. That's why they really hate us, because they can't.
There was not a
wait. Hold on. Let me replay that.
Sorry.
Tyranny, do you have the chance to reply, and then I'll get the best of the people that haven't talked, especially Big Rick, right? What did CJ said that was wrong? It's a battle of ideas. 1 second, Tyranny. Remember, this is the battle of ideas. You have uninterrupted time to prove CJ that what he said is wrong. No name calling for now. Later we can do it. Let's prove CJ wrong. Why is he wrong that most black women are attracted to this type of man?
Pearl, no, we're not attracted to them. Their men want us. That's why they really hate us, because they can't.
There was not a question.
Okay, so our men want black women. And look at black women, if you're watching this show, I'm just going to be real honest with you. No other white people are going to tell you this. 54% of black women are obese. That's really bad. Black women are 7% of the population, 39% of the abortions. That's pretty bad. When it comes to herpes, about half of black women literally have herpes. And that doesn't include gonorrhea, HIV. Like, that doesn't include. But I know white guys that think about this stuff. They don't bang black women because they don't want to catch anything. Like, they might see a black girl that's a baddie, but they don't know. Like, obviously, if they're banging the criminals aren't responsible people. Like, do you think he's going to wrap it up when he doesn't care about the law? Like, yeah, like, I'm just being 75% of black women are baby mamas. Now, white women do lose our men to other races. We do. And I could really talk about the fallbacks of white women. I really could. I could go into a lot of detail. But it's not to black. I mean, there's the occasional like Christian black girl that'll swoop in, you know, where she's like the Candace Owens of the world, you know. You see that happen, but that's just not like, I'm in the field, okay? I go out every day. I'm in city. Like, I see this stuff. We lose our men. Asian women usually take the white men that the white women don't really want. So they'll take like the nerdier guy. Cause it's kind of like when a white girl dates a black guy, it's going to be more of like a Malcolm than a criminal. Cause like, that's very exciting. It's like, oh my God, you know, when the Asian girls go to white men, even if he's a nerd, that's going to be like, oh, this is so exciting. Like when you go to interracial, I don't think people need as, thug of people because it's already like exciting and like bad, you know, because the families, whatever. Okay. The other thing is, we lose our guys to, Latina women because they're a little bit more feminine. Like when I was growing up, I didn't know how to cook and clean. I do now, but when I was a kid, like when I was younger, hell no, because I was playing volleyball for 8 hours a day. Do you know what I mean? Like between like we're out like doing stuff, so we're not really like doing the domestic stuff. So the white women will lose their men to the Latinas, but black women, yeah, Vietnamese girls, yeah. Look, I am not saying we're like all sunshine and rainbow. I think we're the worst in divorce court. Like black women, they put their aggression up front. They're like, we'll fight you. White women are like, we're really nice. And then in divorce, we're like, hey, it's like, that's what we do. Especially the Christian women, obviously, like, because the Christian women that are white, they have to call the men abusive because they can't lose their reputation, right? They're like, oh, I'm a godly woman. They're like, well, then you can't get a divorce. And then they're like, well, he was abusive. And then the white men just eat that up. Black men know that these women are lying about abuse. White men, they haven't really caught up yet. They still believe women. But black men, a lot of times they were beat by their moms or something. So they're like, I don't just believe these women. But white men, their wives were like at work and like, the kids are in daycare. So they don't even really know their wives that well. So anyways, I'm going to keep going.
That's it.
There was
But I'm
not the
proving
question.
him wrong.
There was not the question. No,
Caucasian men
Tyranny, you
love
have to be
black
one
women.
second. I talk again. Tyranny,
Yeah,
one
she's
second.
making my
Tyranny,
point
one
back.
second, Tyranny.
Half of black women have herpes. Like,
Hey, one second.
and this is what set them off. Now, the reason I said that is because she said that, and this is maybe I misunderstood it, but she said that black women are taking the white men. And I'm like, that's just not true. And it's because of the stats. It's because of the high abortion rate, even bigger, the obesity. I think men, if a girl's hot enough, they'll risk herpes, but they're not going to do a fat chick. They are not going to do a fat chick. They are just not going to, they might risk gonorrhea, but they are not going to do a fat woman. They just are not going to do it. So and when 80% of black women, I think it's 80% are overweight. Like, do you know what's crazy? Like Candace Owens, because if a white guy's into black women, not many are, but there is the occasional. All she did was have like no tattoos, no incurable STDs, I think, and not be fat. And she got married into $150 million. Like, do you guys know black women have such an opportunity with, like, there aren't many white men that are into that, but for the ones that are, it's kind of like, and the black men have understood this. They're like, I can get these blonde snow bunnies if I'm just good at football. I'm going to go be really good at football. Let me go to that white, like that college campus, but black women, like, if they want the white guys, they got to start, losing the weight, but they're not going that way. I know Candace Owens in that degree, she was smart. Because there is going to be a small percentage. Most people prefer their own race, but there is going to be a percentage that like do want to do interracial, and you got to market yourself to them. Failure of this panel to be sponsored by Bail Bond Service tells you all they need to know about their lack of business sense.
Now, one second. Pearl.
Hey, for real.
No, hey, everybody.
This is the crash out. And I just can't believe I was being lectured by a man with a hand tattoo named Fatty. I'm like, really? This is who's going to lecture me? Truly?
Everybody, one second.
Because she's here.
Now, 1 second. Stop talking. Pearl, let me ask you something, Pearl. Are you trying to get the reaction of us?
No,
Pearl, one second.
I get this a lot. They always think I'm trying to get a reaction. I'm trying to be charismatic, right? I'm trying to keep it light and, it's a show. But in all honesty, I was told the topic was black fatigue. That was why I came on. Ilka, why would you tell me that was the topic? Because that's not, if I can't even bring up black stats. Like,
Pearl, I'm asking you a serious question, right?
Okay.
Because we had you on the panel once, and Andrew Wilson was with us, right? And Andrew Wilson, all of a sudden, starting to do Fumble remarks.
And I think they do this when someone's saying things that are smart. They're like, are you trying to get a reaction? I'm like, no, I'm just making sense.
I'm talking about black brands and all that. And I ask him, hey, brother, I see your content all the time. You usually don't talk like this. So my question is, and be honest about it, is there any other statements you're doing today, statements that are made to trigger the crowd that you have right now?
I actually came here prepared because I thought the topic was black fatigue. So I came prepared with stats, facts, data, and statistics. I came,
but the topic is not black fatigue, right?
That's what we spoke about.
No, but is the topic black fatigue?
That's what you told me the topic was.
No. I'm asking. 1 second, please. Is the topic black fatigue?
No, hold on, Pearl. I invited you, right? And I told you already that the next topic would be black fatigue. We already addressed it. But What is the relevant part about making it about race when we're here about the?
Okay, so he said this was the topic. And now he's saying, why would you bring that up? I'm like, is this a woman I'm talking to?
Relationships. Why go straight? That's twice. That's going to trigger people. And now if they start saying stuff about white people, now we're going to have a race war. We want to have the conversation.
As a traditional married woman, I can tell you Pearl is not the girl she pretends to be. Oh, I'm not traditional. Neither are you, Sam. That's the thing. What I don't do is pretend to be something I'm not. You can't be traditional in this society. But were you a virgin on your wedding day? And then they'll gaslight.
Intentional about the relationships, but it is turning into race conversation instead of a relationship conversation. That's all we're addressing. We want to have the conversation, but it's becoming a race conversation.
It's interesting.
We will have the race conversation, the black conversation. Hold on real quick, Big Rick. We want to have the black and white conversation, but when it's said, when it's almost like it's said to instigate or stir something up, it seems like it's becoming racial. You're saying something.
And again, this all started because I'm really trying to explain it. She made it racial by saying, well, black women are taking your men. And I'm like, no, you guys have herpes. We don't. I'm trying to, what I thought was that we were adults here and we could talk about facts, data, and statistics without getting upset. Maybe we're not. I don't know.
No. If I did,
it's not that, right?
Yeah,
For example,
you don't
off the cuff.
Just because the girls are getting upset.
No, that's not. Pearl, that's not the case, right? For example, we were having to
if one of them
remind you, the girl on the left literally called CJ a coon. I don't even like saying that word. She called him that. I mentioned facts, data, and statistics, and they crash out.
Like conversation about criminals, and you say black woman after herpes. Like it's a very
that's true. She
she
said that she actually brought it up first, and you guys are talking to me. She brought it up first.
No, Pearl, you brought up the fact that black women like criminals, and then when she said, what if she said that white women like men who smell like dogs? Then it becomes racial.
I don't mind. That's okay. I don't get offended. One side's getting offended.
And
that's what happens. That's how black people get powers. They get offended. White people don't. And then we always have to concede. And I'm just to the point. If you get offended, it's just not my problem. It's not.
But look, just know that if that happens, then it becomes a racial conversation.
Okay. So
but
what?
You can't
talk about.
No. But what happens is if we have a racial conversation, then it makes everybody else. First of all, I don't care about how we look in regards to money and all them things. I do care about how people respect themselves. So we should be able to have a respectful conversation without making it racial.
Now, mind you, I didn't call somebody. I didn't insult anybody.
Blatantly racial.
Nobody.
Not being factual, making it blatant racial.
Okay, well,
I didn't give Tierney as much shit when she made it racial the other day with me.
Well, one second.
I know the girl at the bottom is like, these black women make it racial with us all the time. And they do. When I was doing my show, it would like be every other show. You're a privileged white girl. I am. So what?
One second. I want to hear from her and see what she thinks about what we said.
You got a good point.
Well, if I'm being honest with you,
never has a point.
If I'm being honest, I think you guys are overreacting. I think the guys are white knighting a little bit for the women. I don't think we need to get emotional because there's facts about race. And if you can't handle it, I can go. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, but Pearl, the thing is, we are not being emotional because let me give you an example of 1 second, please. 1 second, please.
I'm gonna get. He says we're not emotional. That he starts yelling. I'm gonna bounce.
No, it's fine. Let me tell you one thing, Pearl, before you go, Pearl. Don't.
I'll go.
So, hey, please, 1 second. So that's the thing, right, Pearl? If I was playing the same game that you are playing, I would say, you know about these things because you are the one that dated the black bum, a black homeless man, right? I would literally come out of the woodwork because I know your story.
God forbid I help.
Right, and these not black women that are just addicted to black bums. You are addicted to a black bum because that was the person that you actually dated for a bunch of years, right?
God forbid I help the homeless.
No, he was not homeless.
No, he actually wasn't, but that's what everyone says.
He was sleeping on your house.
No, it's not the full. I mean, it doesn't matter, but
yes, but my point is this, Pearl. We are treating you with respect. You can definitely touch on race. We can literally do shows about race.
And then he crashes out.
the table to you, and you can do whatever you want. But if we are going to try to either get a clip of
My poor ex, he was a nice guy too. He was a nice guy. He was not actually poor guy. He just gets dragged in. Maybe herpes is caused by hair dyes and straighteners.
full moments or something like that, we know more about you than you know about us. So if you want to go there, we can go there. I take my gloves off and we can do whatever we want. And if nobody can be offended because of black this and black that, you are going to talk about the time where you were fucking a black homeless man, a fat motherfucker that you were effing in your house, right?
Fatty, you're fat too. It's like oh my god.
Absolutely. You have no titties and no ass. You are mad at me because
I'd say that's true. I'm just flat as a board. That's white women are. It just is what it is, you know. And they just
more titties than you.
And again, this is where I'm going back to.
That's why you're mad, right?
We could go back.
That's why you're mad, right? Because I have more titties than you.
Right. So again, I thought we were adults so that we could talk about.
Oh, we are definitely adults. Let me ask you something. What do you think about black fatigue?
All right, so I do appreciate you guys having me on. I really do.
Can you say what you think about black fatigue before you go?
I really did want to do this, but apparently we can't do the facts, data, and statistics. Thank you guys so much for having me on. If you want to do my channel, it's just
Pearl, if we came on your show and started talking about white men,
I should have. Then I decided just to stream. So, anyways, this is just another example. I give a black person an opportunity. I say, hey, if you can just manage this panel, I'll come on once a week and we could do this weekly. Do you know what that would do for the numbers, the views? And this is like an over and over again thing. I don't know why I keep doing it. It's like racism probably would benefit me. All right. So I did invite a few of the panelists that didn't crash out to speak their piece. So I'm going to bring up Doug MPA and CJ. Doug MPA is our moderator, and he co-hosts at times. And we're going to bring them both up to, we'll start our own panel here.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, CJ, how's it going?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
How's it going, Doug MPA?
Man, you know how it is on these streets. Let me tell you guys, here's the thing. I hate the fact that Ilkan Ali works with Fatty. He's in Portugal. What the hell does he have to say about Black America, period? Like, how did he get here? How? Who let him in? I don't get it. Like, Fatty is, this isn't Pearl's opinion. This isn't CJ's. This is mine. Fatty can't speak on Black America at all. Pearl has more of an ability to speak on Black America than Fatty because she's American. Who goes on his panels? Why? And then Pearl has 2 million subs. She's the biggest person on there. They're interrupting her, not letting her speak. And then Jazz is an absolute demon. She's a demon. She's what's wrong with Black America. I've dealt with women like Jazz my entire life. Jazz is the penultimate example of what's wrong with American Black women. I say it on my channel. I'll say it here. This is not Pearl's abuse. American Black women are the scum of the earth. No men have worse women to pick from than American Black women, than American Black men. 80% of Black women, maybe 20% are decent, but 80% of Black women, you could Thanos snap them out of here, like the freaking Infinity War, and no one would notice, and the ones who did notice wouldn't care. Now you may be saying, "Oh, Doug MPA,
he's going off. He's going on his rant." All right,
you may say, "Oh, Doug MPA, what about your mom? Your mom's Black. You know what? F her too. How about that?"
Oh my God, my guy is tripping. All right, so let me go. Let me say this.
What? F her too.
We invited CJ on the show.
Okay, so.
Oh, sorry, I'm done.
All right, so I'm gonna start off by saying Fatty and Ilkan are my boys. Feel me? So I love them boys over there. Those are my guys, and I don't know who the fuck the misfits are. So don't even act like I do not. But okay, so I agree with most of what you were saying, Pearly. I think that women are convincing us what to be offended by. So I have a new little premise that we are around each other so much. I think we are becoming more like them, and they might be becoming more like us. You know, so they're teaching us what to be, who to be. They're getting us to bow down to them like we're the women in these relationships, and they're the men.
Wow, that's a really good point. That's really
Yes.
true.
What did
If
you
you're around
say?
somebody, if you're around somebody, sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say about they want to start a war between black men and white men so they can date the white men?
Oh yeah.
Can you expand on that?
Was that what you were saying, or did you have?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Let me tell you my favorite All right, so I got that from my boy Tommy. I don't know if y'all know who Tommy Sotomayor is.
Oh yeah, OG, let's go.
That's one of his points. So I believe that he's right. I think black women are trying to start a war because they really want white men. That's why they put all that weave in their hair and they want to be with white men. They're envious of white women. That's why they talk so much crazy stuff about white women. And what else? Yeah, they're trying to start a war so they can get with white men. But white men don't want them. Like you said, they don't want them. They obese. They got a lot of bad stats. That's not on their side. That's why women, especially black women, hate stats. Women really hate stats in general. They don't like logic. They don't like stats because you can't manipulate when you're using stats and logic. So women don't like those things. And turn on the AC now. That's the name of my channel, feel me? So go follow your boys. It's me and my boy Arnold.
Yeah, guys, go subscribe to his channel. How many subscribers do you have?
Oh, we don't got that many.
No, I'm saying we could see how many we could get in a stream.
Okay, we got 239 right now.
239. Guys, can we get into 300 this stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, let's put it in the chat. Well, if you want to host a panel show once a week, there's an opportunity that's opened up.
I don't want to step on nobody's toes, so I'll come on your show if you want me up here.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you think about what like the original point was? Are you from like a black area?
I'm from Inglewood, California. Yeah.
Okay. And did you
I lived in Memphis, Tennessee for.
Did you see black women dating criminals, or was that just completely out of bounds?
Like I said on the show, I agree with your point that black women, I think women in general have a propensity to date like more violent people, but I think black women have a higher propensity. I think they do it more often. I don't know. Yes, I think so. You're right.
Yeah. Well, because I was just thinking it wasn't really to make it racial, but I just didn't like that she was pretending she didn't know when I'm like
gaslighting.
That's what was annoying me. I was like, well, one, I thought the topic was black fatigue. That is what the guy told me. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Maybe they titled it something else, but I'm like, but the second thing, I'm like, in the DMs, you said black fatigue. You said we could do that. So I'm like, what? But then the second thing, the only reason I brought it up was I didn't like her pretending she didn't know. And I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah, Jazz. I don't know if you know Jazz. You know.
No, I don't know her, but I'm like, you have a criminal in your past. You've dated one. I just don't believe it. Like,
so she's been making her rounds on YouTube. I don't know if you watch some of the shows on YouTube, but she's been making her rounds, and she's definitely a feminist. I think she hates men, and you know how women project how they feel onto men. So she would say that men hate women because that's how she feel about men. And that's how most women do. So these feminists, they talk about you hate women. We try to correct women. They always talk about how we hate them. It's just projection because most women hate men or don't like men.
Yeah.
And so I have what I call the feminist conundrums. The feminist conundrum is you want a man, but you hate men. So how are you going to figure that out? And then you don't want a man to approach because men are creepy and all this stuff, but then women won't approach, court or marry a man. So now we're just staring at each other.
The other thing too, I think most black men would prefer to marry a black woman. It's just like the stats I was talking about. Like when I've dated interracially, most of the guys said they like would have preferred to be with a black woman, but it's like they just kept fumbling. And so they're like, I gotta go elsewhere. Marvel at the top shelf, white athletes marrying black women. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Like it doesn't exist.
Hey, Travis Kelce almost married that woman.
Yeah, she fumbled. Like she could have. That's what I mean. And that's the because there are white guys that have that I don't want to say fetish, but like that's their thing,
Yeah.
But again, it's just the obesity. Like that's the big.
Here's one of the things with black women that they don't understand. A man will smash a black woman, but like a man has to think about his kids. Okay, like you want to have a black wife and a half black child, right? See, if a black guy marries a white woman, he's black and his kids are still black. But you're a white guy and you have a black wife, your kid is black, but you're white.
Yeah.
Like,
and
a
it's
lot of black guys are like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's more important to dads that the kids look like them, I think, than like the moms. I think the dads care more about that. So
not definitely. Sorry.
What?
That's men, period, though. Like men of all races, white guys want their kids to look like them. Asian guys want their kids to look like them. So it's not just a white guy with a black woman thing. It's just men, period. Go ahead, TJ. I'm sorry.
So to both of your points, yes, most men want their kids to look like them. Most men want to date the women that's related to them or attached to them, their race. But most men still like beauty. So like to Pearl's point, if these women weren't so obese and overweight, they would still have a better chance to get with white men. But they don't want to lose the weight. They don't want to follow any kind of. They don't want to do anything to get the man that they want.
And a lot of black women, there's like. Again, there's going to be a market of white guys that are looking for. If you want to go for the white guys, all you got to do is be thin. That's like half the battle. Because there are white guys that if you have 10 people from every race, there's going to be one that has like a thing for either Asian, black, whatever it is. And I'm like, you just got to find them and be thin, but they just can't.
I would argue that it's never been easier for a black woman to be attractive. All you have to do is have a single digit dress size, right? And take that disgusting blonde weave off your head and you're good to go. No tattoos and no septum piercing. And you're in the top.
Mind the tattoos. They don't even mind the tattoos like that.
No, that's the men are forgiving the tattoos now.
They don't mind tattoos. Most men don't mind tattoos like that. They don't want them all over the place. Couple tattoos, maybe.
I was at my dentist's office the other day, and this really pretty light-skinned girl was a dental assistant, and she had a big, the treble, the music treble, on the side of her neck. Oh, I was like, bro, come on, like what's going on?
Yeah, and I just couldn't believe the one girl called you that.
Oh my goodness, you called me a coon, Pearl.
And they like hand wave it. They're like, oh, just don't interrupt. And I say black women have herpes. And they're like, bro, why are you being antagonistic? I'm like, this girl called her a coon.
So they're gonna shame us to be on their side for sure. That's one of their tactics. The shame us to be on their side.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
Correct. So that was one of her shaming tactics, but I don't fall for that. I'm too good at this. Feel me, Pearly? And we had 255 just to update y'all. Feel me? So appreciate y'all.
Yeah, keep going over to his channel and subscribing, you guys. Let's try to get him up to 300.
Yeah.
I'm putting the channel in the chat. Please go there and subscribe, please.
And we appreciate.
Oh yeah, Ilkon's in the chat. If you want to bring him up.
Yeah, I
send
can.
it to him on Instagram.
I'll send it.
She will send you the link on IG. Guys, make sure to like the channel if you like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that super chat button. All super chats go towards the divorce documentary. So hit that super chat button. We really appreciate it. And go over to CJ's channel and subscribe. Let's get him over to 300.
Is that his real? Was that his real page?
Okay, yeah, that's real. That's really
okay. I was like, sometimes people pretend to be people, so I was like, let me just make sure.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, follow me. Turn on the AC now. But so yeah, you were right about that. Melanin agreed with you too. She wasn't offended. Melanin's really smart girl over there.
Yeah, I tried to send her a link too. I would have sent the other girl a link, but I just need
the other girl.
The crazy
Athena?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, Jazz? No.
Actually, I was thinking about the WMPA said no, but I was like, here I could mute her, so it wouldn't be too bad.
Jazz or Tyranny?
I would have had them both on as long as I can mute them.
Oh,
because as long as it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have like the white knighting, like, you know, because that's the problem. Like when they crash out, if I could just mute you, then it's like calm down and then you can come back on.
So
it's like
the biggest problem. So Tyranny is not as bad as Jazz, because Jazz always says, can I finish? Can I finish?
Oh my goodness!
But she doesn't let people finish. Andrew
Oh
Wilson
my
said it
God.
the best
He's
when
1,000% right.
when he was on the panel. He's like, look, conversations don't go like that in real life. You don't see real people talking and someone says, can I finish? Can I finish? She's it's like a power thing. But that's not how real conversation works. It is insane.
And the worst part is, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm done.
She's putting somebody through that misery. She's in a relationship.
Oh no, come on.
Is in hell. That has to be a nightmare.
Muhammad Ali quote, I want my children to look like me. I want my wife to look like me. It's a natural thing for want their children to look like them. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and that was my thing, because she just kept saying that, like, that black women were going to take the white men. I'm like, statistically, there's no way.
Yeah, we
got our issues, but white men do a lot of. My brother in school, I remember I showed him a friend of mine to date, and she was athletic. She was on the volleyball team, and he said she was too fat. And I would say she was like 24 or 5% body fat. I don't know if you guys know what that looks like, but like, like I don't know, maybe like 10 pounds above like skinny. And that's just kind of, especially like if you get to high earning white guys, they don't do that.
Hello. How you doing, Pearly?
I'm good. How's it going?
I'm trying to stay black and die. so let me make a proper introduction first, okay? Of just the timelines of things that's happened before you ever even got on the panel. You were probably one of the most supported people by the black men. I won't say black women. I know black women try to tear you apart. I cannot deny that at all because of information you do share. But white women try to tear you apart. Women in general try to tear you apart. You've been somebody a lot of people have been supported before you even came on a panel. When you came on Anton Daniels' panel maybe 2-3 years ago, black women would say, oh, Pearly racist. Men came out to your defense big time. I'm one of the men that came out to your defense. I say, hey, Pearly is not racist. I don't support that. Y'all are mad because she's saying factual information. The problem is, and I was stand corrected as well too. I told you we do the Black Fatigue show, but on the next one, because that was already done. But I probably didn't tell you beforehand. I apologize for that. But one thing I will never, that you know that men won't do or women won't do, is when the conversation just goes to race, when we're having a conversation about women in general, that's something that threw the whole panel left. That person who came on my panel was talking too much. I agree with you, right? We need to control that. We need to moderate a little bit better. I don't agree with that. But if I sat on a Muslim men and women's table, Jewish men and women's table, Asian man and women's table, they're not going to let no other race of man or woman come on that table and just blatantly go there disrespectfully. I didn't even say if you're wrong or not. It's the fact that, especially when you're laughing, it's one thing if I say, hey, Pearl, if I want to speak about injustice, I go, hey, Pearl, there's a lot of injustice that's happened in law enforcement. And I know I could say something like white men are trafficking kids, laughing. And why you date white men? If I'm saying it in bad faith, it can come off as if I'm blatantly just trying to disrespect white men. But if I'm having a conversation with you going back and forth and I'm saying, hey, Pearl, I understand white men can be a certain way, but you know, in this country, millions of women and children are trafficked. It's the intent of going straight there. When we had that Black Fatigue conversation
Right. But the challenge is, you're telling me we're talking about Black fatigue. So I'm coming in thinking that this is the topic. And if you look back to our messages, yes, you did.
Did I tell you we're not talking about that today? We're on the next one. Did I not tell you that?
No.
On Instagram.
No, you said the next topic is Black fatigue.
No, I said that. Hold on. Watch. Let me show you. Maybe we had a misunderstanding.
You could go through it, but
You said I thought we were talking, and it could be a cultural barrier. I said I thought we were talking about black fatigue. I said that's next one. This was already planned. Next one is black fatigue. So you might have thought that was the next topic.
Right, but I'm saying it's putting up a show. Why would I think it's out of bounds to bring up race issues when one of the topics is black fatigue?
Because we were
why would that be out of why would that be out of bounds?
Because we didn't even get to that topic yet. So if I just started saying, if I just said, well, you know, white men known for supposedly being pedos or dealing with older women or trafficking, all those kind of things. I
wouldn't get offended because I'm an adult, and that's what I can't stand. I cannot stand when I'm dealing with people that get offended over anything. Why have a debate show? Why host things if you're going to get offended over facts, data, and statistics? You know, I'm not coming in. You had a panelist literally call one of your other panelists a coon, and it was a slap on the wrist. But I talk about facts, data, and statistics, and I'm the bad guy. Like that is blatantly disrespectful. You didn't kick her off.
No. So when Big Rick said he believes that people be using the facts and statistics, and you don't back that up, you went along with them. Yep, we can't use that. You literally when he said that, you said we don't.
It's a nuanced point. I've talked about it on the channel. Your first instance has got to be real life, right? You can't. You're going to be easily manipulated if anyone can put a study in your face and say this. But I could give you, when we're talking about black crime, I could give you real life examples. I could give you examples in the media, and I could give you facts, data, and statistics. If you don't have all three, I understand having a different.
Okay, so if you're talking about tough skin, why'd you want to kick people off when we bring them to make the show for you? We're bringing people.
Well,
let me. I'm gonna ask you
because
we set up a panel. Hold on, we set up a panel for you, like literally, so we can build with you. You're gonna kick the person who's literally the contrarian or going against what you're saying. You're saying have a tough skin. But you want to kick the person off.
It's like, well, do you want an entertaining show or do you want it to be boring? And I'm not trying to be rude, but I got to 2 million subscribers. I had debates 6 days a week. When you have someone that's not that entertaining over talking everybody, it's going to ruin the show.
That person right now. Before you got on there, we had 500 people watching. Like we are small. We have 5,000 subscribers on my channel. He has 2. When we get to 40, 100,000, 100 subscribers, our channel's going to be completely different. Well, but that guy, let me finish. That guy is opposite of what your message is, and it'd be a perfect setup for you two to talk and you to make content off of it and clip it. You want to kick the person off that's going to make a great show for you. But instead of doing that, you went to race.
Are you trying to tell Pearl about YouTube? You need to stop.
I know they always do. Like, you really.
Pearl's a genius, so you need to stop trying to tell Pearl about YouTube.
Let him have a conversation. It's
just the challenge. And I'm not trying to be rude, but you have 5,000 subscribers.
Let me ask him he butted in. Hey, sir, if you want to have a conversation where there's not an echo chamber, which Pearl asked us not to have a echo chamber. We hate echo chambers too. Why would you kick off the person who's going against what you're saying so we have an actual conversation?
Because you can't have a conversation when someone's monologuing for 10 minutes. You can't do it. And so no, I didn't even think this guy was disrespectful, but I'm like, we're never going to get to the point. He doesn't land planes. Like in a good debate, you got to go back and forth. Like I just have a good knack for this. I did 6 shows with 10 people on it, 6 days a week for a year, and 2 years at 4 days a week. There's nobody that's done more panels than me. No, and I just said, like, if I'm giving you 3 hours of my time, which I don't have to give you, and I'm giving you advice on how to do it, I would just take it if I were you. But, one person filibustering.
You literally was saying he's out of bounds. It wasn't about him monologuing. It was you saying he's out of bounds and he got on your nerves and you wanted to kick him. That's what happened. But the people who get on our nerves to make the content is the people we're not trying to kick off unless they blatantly.
It's totally fine if you want to have non-entertaining panels. It's totally fine, and that's just my opinion on it.
Can I say this?
It's like if if you want to do it when he's monologuing 10 minutes, that's fine. You could do it on your show.
One more thing.
I'm just gonna leave.
One more thing. That was his first time ever on a panel. He doesn't even know the way you're supposed to behave on a panel. That was his very first time. So it was just a perfect storm. That was the very first time he's ever been on the panel on YouTube. He monologues on. He has a show.
When I was a new YouTuber, I would never have gone on a panel and overtalked everybody. I just wouldn't do it. I would not do it.
I was on Kevin Samuel's show, and
I would not. I was very timid. I would never go on a panel with 10 people as a new YouTuber. I just wouldn't.
So I would say it'll kind of Fatty are great at running channels. I kind of agree with Pearl that the monologues are a little long-winded. The guy was a little long-winded.
Right, and I agree with Pearl. I agree with Pearl too. It's his first time. We don't like Pearl. We don't like monologues either. We have buttons for that. But that was his first time. When I talked to you, I got on the phone with him because of what you asked as well too. I explained him how panels work. He didn't do it again. What you say? Oh, it's great now. Let's keep going. So I was trying to do my best to make sure the show runs right, and I make sure I keep my end of the bargain as well too, and to show that we respect you as well, and not to waste your time when you come there. But if we're gonna respect the I'm not ever gonna come on your platform and start going like it's one thing to have a conversation with white men, but if we come on a panel, black women, nothing but black women, black men, black women and black men, and we come on your panel and I start talking about white men, I would understand if they, hey man, why this man just come here talking about race all of a sudden? It went left.
So I just disagree with you. I think that black people get too offended by this stuff, and I think that's why white people don't work with you guys. I think you miss a lot of opportunity. I think you miss a lot of. I think black people miss a lot of opportunities because this is a headache to me. I'm like, okay, you guys can't have this conversation. I'll just leave. I don't care.
And you know what the bad thing about you know how you still making it about race? We literally run political conversation, religious conversations, and we have all those conversations.
You're right.
It's a place and time. You went left. You went left, man. Fatty is one of the. We brought Andrew on there. We've had
from Portugal.
Dusty. Hold on, my brother. Hold on. We have Dusty on there.
Okay.
We have.
You can't. Doug MPA is my co-host. You can't do that to him on this.
But he's over talking me. Okay.
You just it's a thing. Go ahead. You can finish though.
No, just let me say something real fast.
Go ahead.
The problem is women like Jazz, they want white people to sit there and be quiet because almost every single panel that Pearl has been on, she's been expected to. Well, those days are over. Black fatigue is real. If you bring up an established person who's done the work on YouTube, who's grinded out here on your show, they're gonna speak up for themselves. Okay. Pearl has the right. She has she's done all the work. She's grinded up to 2 million subs. She can say what she wants to say. If anyone can on that panel, it's her. She's done the work. But the expectation is because she's white and she was privileged and all the stuff that she's supposed to sit there and take it from women like Jazz. No. Tyranny, no. Jazz, no. Those days are over. We're tired of it. People are tired of black women sitting there.
Can I reply to this though?
Squawking like vultures. We're tired of it.
So I would disagree with that point. I mean, I think Pearl does have the right to say the stats, and I don't think people should be offended about that. And I agree with her that black people do get too easily offended. But for you to say that she has the right to say anything because she has the numbers is definitely wrong, my brother.
It has to be tactful. I understand that. But once again, you can't. The expectation is for a girl like Pearl to just sit there and take it. What I'm saying is Pearl has couth. She has tact. She's intelligent. She's not going to say anything out of pocket, but you can come at her the wrong way too. Just too many of us, especially too many of our women, see a white girl and she can't say certain things and she can't do certain things. She deserves a modicum of respect, and Pearl is going to give what she gets. That's it.
And mind you, white people or black people say this stuff about white people all the time. My entire life, black people have said out of pocket things to white people. When I did my show, I mean, the first thing that black women say to me is, "You're a privileged white girl." And again, and I didn't say anything. I didn't insult them. I didn't say anything mean. You know, it was really just a response. She was pretending she didn't know that women like criminals when 6 out of 10 black men have been arrested by the age of 25. I don't like going into debates in bad faith. I don't like you pretending you don't know about something. With the culture on TV, like, you know what I'm talking about. And the only reason that I brought up the herpes stat was because she said that she brought up the race, the interaction with the second girl. It was the first. She said that black men,
white men want black women.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's not true because I know white guys. I know white guys. I know white guys that will not. And if you let me actually finish instead of crashing out, I would have explained this. It is a genuine concern from white men catching STDs from black women. I swear this is a thing because half of them have herpes. They have really high gonorrhea stats, really high HIV stats. white men, this is a concern for white guys. And this is a
because
reason.
she said so that's equivalent, that's warranted. If a black woman says that white men like black women, that's matched with black women. 50% of black women have herpes.
That's true.
That's justified.
That's true.
No,
It's an explanation.
No,
Yes.
you said
Yes,
she
it is.
became racial. You said she became racial, right?
Mhm.
If she said that white men like black women, that warrants saying that 50% of black, well, just out the blue, like what's the point of saying black women?
Is it true?
Oh, of course, it's true. We use that stat. I'm
Okay.
asking if you weren't trying to make it
So
racial.
you can say it,
No,
but I
that's
can't
the
say
thing.
it.
No, it's not. It's when it's said. You said that after she said white men want black women. How is that equivalent? How does it warrant for you to go, oh, but black women got 50% of black women got herpes?
I gotta be honest.
Mhm.
The way you're talking, it's just like a woman because you're tone policing. Like men care about information, women care about how it's said. So when you're saying, oh, you're saying it this way or saying it that way, that's like a female thing. Because if you go into male locker rooms, no one's tone policing and saying you
I'm
can't
not
say
tone
this.
policing you.
You are, but you could pretend you're not. You know, it's fine.
No. So if you said, hey, black men
get a white guy. She's fit.
If I said white women like black men, and I say, oh, all white people are racist, like, is that equivalent? Does that match?
No, because the facts, data, and statistics, and also real life experience don't match up with that.
Right.
Because white people actually give black people opportunities all the time. So there's no evidence.
Pearl, what does that have to do when she said that white men want black women? What does that have to do with sex?
It's very
and herpes.
Well,
what does that have to do with
how
sex
else
and herpes?
you have to?
No, you just said that doesn't match. Does that match? Okay.
Are you gonna go? All right. So you do have to, in order to get marriage and kids, you do have to have sex. I don't know if you know that. So the herpes would be relevant because in order for the black men or the black women to get the white men, I don't know why I'm explaining this. You know, it's relevant.
No, I think sometimes you are very informed about things you speak about. And that there's times you blatantly make things about race. You do that, and you say things that don't match up. But you are very informed. I can give you that. I will give you your plight. I will give you your respects. I will give support in the things that you say, and you can be he might step in anyway. You can be a much better content creator and bringing people together as well too. But for some reason, Pearl, you like doing that when it's convenient. And Andrew does the same thing too. Andrew's a very smart guy as well too. When he feels convenient, he'll do that. When he did the debate with Coach Greg Adams, he didn't really make it racial like that because he knows how to control himself. But a lot of times when he get in spaces with people, you do it as well too. So, you will find a way to bring race into it just because.
I do respect. I do understand your opinion. I just don't respect that you know how to do this better than me. I'm just being honest here.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I just don't think you're qualified to give me advice on how to do this.
Tell me how. Why? Because you got more viewers than me?
Because of your results.
What's the results? I just started. I'm been on this for 2-3 years. I haven't even went consistent every single day. So how can you? Why would you do this better than me? You have how many people you have watching right now?
Okay.
How many people you have watching right now live?
Okay. So again, we could go back and forth as a view off or whatever.
You brought that in.
But you can do as you wish.
You did that, Pearl, not me. I'm trying to.
Okay, this is a crash.
Okay. Who asked who to be on whose panel?
Well, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you. The crash out. Yeah, I love. This is why I love it here. So I'm just gonna put this here. I think this is really demonstrating why white people at times do not give opportunities to black people, because you guys just make it a lot more difficult to work with you. And that's me being really honest. That's me. And I would say this is just increasing the difficulty. And then I would just say, you know what? We just won't do it again. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah.
We're supposed to be Americans.
Where you can keep doing your stuff.
When a white American has to work with a black American and he asking them to be honest and righteous, it becomes a problem. When we're asking you to just go treat people respectfully, then that becomes a problem. It sounds like a white
with Jazz all day.
That sounds like a white man.
I was actually very respectful. I did not call anybody a coon on the panel. Somebody else did that, and you did allow them. But you're right. Maybe I was the problem for mentioning half of black women have herpes, even though it's true.
You deal with Jazz all day.
I don't know.
Coming at Pearl crazy. This is insanity, bro.
And again, this is me. I'm really trying to be nice about this, but yeah, I think that's it. We just won't do it again, and it's okay. So
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. I wish you luck.
Mhm.
And have fun with your next one. All right.
Yep. Y'all be
And go
safe,
visit
man.
Fatty in Portugal.
All right. Actually, that was very demonstrating of all the concepts I talked about. Sorry.
Guys, I'm going to say this right now.
CJ, I think you're muted. I don't know how. It's not on my end. I
I
didn't
know you're right. It was mine. It's been a great show. Like I said, I agree with you on a lot of the parts that you said. Those are my boys over there. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some food. I hope I'm invited again, and I hope y'all come to our show one of these days. And it's been fun, man. It's been kind of y'all know, feel me. I gotta play the fence a little.
I understand.
I can't lean too far on either sides right now. So
I understand. Thanks for coming, CJ. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it. I started supporting Pearl when she had like 14, 15,000 subs. Guys, I've been here the whole time. Okay, helping Pearl behind the scenes, cheering her on, wishing for her success. Pearl has done the work to get to where she is now. She got demonetized. They tried to cancel her, and she's still here and she's still thriving. And I'll be danged if some dude that has 4,000 subs is going to come at Pearl crazy. Is he insane?
I know. Look, and I'm not even one to play the clout card, but
I'll do it for you.
Freaking A. This just dumb because do you know what I mean? All he had to do is just say this was a misunderstanding. Let's try again. Do you know what's so crazy? I'm such a forgiving gal. Like, if you just came on and say, do you know what? But I'm not going to be gaslit on my own show. If you're offended by I didn't make black women get herpes.
and guys, I put in the chat, put a 1 if you think it's harder for Pearl to deal with modern women being a woman, or me for dealing with black people while being black. What do you think is harder?
We talk about this a lot. Like who?
Yeah, I see some ones. Yeah, I see some ones.
It's unfortunate she misconstrued his passion for crashing out. No, that's what black people always say. They're like, I'm being totally respectful, as they're not respectful. And look, I'm trying to like clue you guys in. Like, white people want to work with black people. We have nothing against them, but it's just there's just certain decorum that if you can't do, we're just not gonna, I just would never, when I was a small YouTuber, I just would never lecture a big YouTuber on how to do things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had, there was a guy, I slid into his DMs. He was like the director of video at the DW. And he like managed all the Daily Wire's YouTube channels. Do you think I got where I got by telling him how to do, like, oh, you should do it this way or that way or that way? No, I just asked him a million questions. Thanks for Doug.
Thanks, Joel. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I don't get it, you guys. I really don't.
In the beginning, he was cool, like it's just,
once again, I support Pearl no matter what.
The way the guy was talking, he probably has herpes. Look, it could happen to anyone. I'm the first one to say that. Some women just take an L's, but if you're banging criminals, you're kind of asking for it.
And I don't have anything against that Ilkan guy. I wish him well. I think he needs to drop Fatty because Fatty's Portuguese and he's a total tether. But I'm hoping that he figures it out and he gets his panels under control, dude. Because women like that Tyranny and Jazz, it's just not going to work, dude. It's just not.
Well, I think you can still have them on. It's just you have to there has to be some ground rules for them. Like, obviously there has to be conflict, but like you can't kick off your biggest guest after the other girl called the guy a coot. Do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, well, another one bites the dust. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
I will give, you know what, I will end the show by talking about three black people that actually did take an opportunity and did not screw me over. I think that's how I should end.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop you down, Doug MPA, while I tell these stories. I'll bring you back.
All right.
After.
Always good talking to you.
Thanks, Doug MPA. So, not concerned with whether they fumble, just pointing out they weren't crashing out. Well, here's the thing. Black people have different versions of crashing out. White people, like black people will crash out, but like they don't think it's crashing out because black people's crash outs so much worse than white people's crash outs. I don't know if that makes sense. Like white people are not used to confrontation like that. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, CJ. Appreciate you. So like you guys might have a crash out that's not a crash out for you guys, but for us, that's a crash out. So, okay, I want to give you guys 3 stories of black people that did not screw me over and were awesome. So so the first one was I had a producer at one point that just was not working out. He just was not. And there was this kid, he was African. And he ended up helping his friend. He basically was training the other guy. And this guy in his free time after work would just train the producer I had on how to like do stuff. And long story short, this guy, he ended up being my main producer when I was in London. He did all the production for my shows. And he did a really great job for 3 years. He did like awesome. He fixed any tech problem by himself. And when they all called me a colonizer, he just was like, no, that like, you know, he totally had my back throughout the whole thing. And he's a great person, a great guy. So that's one. And like he was from an African country, and he said that he didn't understand why they were calling me a colonizer because he grew up under colonization. Yeah, crashing out for a black person is destroying a Waffle House. Anything less is just another day. And a lot of black people, I'll add one more thing. They think that white people are being like mean or something when we laugh and smile a lot, but we do that to disarm you. We're like, hey, I'm in a good mood. This is I'm lying about the nice guy. Now the next one, I'm trying to think. So there's 3 stories. There was another one who he's a guy that clipped for me. He's done clips for me for like 3 years. He's literally from Nigeria. And this guy did clips for me for free before my channel even like went anywhere. And when I was demonetized. So this guy was such a Pearl fan. And he's probably living like a king in Nigeria right now. Really, he runs one of my biggest clips channels, and he makes a good amount of money. Either we do 20/80 splits with clippers, which if you're interested in, DM me on Instagram, just Pearly Things Official. But he's my highest paid clipper, and he's been overseas one anyway, but he's done really well for himself. They know how to hustle. Yeah. And then the last one is one that one that you guys know pretty well. He was in my messages at like 15,000 subscribers, saying that I was going to be he just knew I was going to blow up. And for years, he gave me questions. He wrote me scripts at times. He fact checks. He moderated for me. Like all of my shows, he moderated. And then like, he's one of the few that never asked for anything from me at all. And now, between this and his day job, he's making pretty good money, I think. Ladies, if you want to like, if you want to marry rich, you know, just kidding. He's looking for a bad Latina. He's done with black women. Latinas apply. But yeah, Doug MPA. I mean, he's been a supporter of the channel. He's done great work. He finds all the clips for my reactions. Like, I mean, all the reactions you see, he finds them on TikTok. So it's like more surprising for me. and he does a great job. So it's not all black people, and I could name specific black people that I've been really close with and that have done great work for me. And these aren't even, there's others that I haven't named, but the challenge is when you get like, I don't know, even if it's just 10 to 20%, guys, it's enough that it's just a headache. So anyways, Doug MP, I'm going to bring him back. How do I bring him back up? Hold on. Oh, at the stage. And yeah, Doug MPI, how do you feel about being the other one? the one that did not call me a colonizer.
Yeah, I remember the conversation. I told you you were going to be big one day, and you're here. So, and once again, they can't stop you, Pearly. They tried to demonetize you, shadow ban your channel. You've had to change. You had to get rid of your staff and start all over. But women like you, Pearl is the hardest working girl on YouTube, guys. I keep telling you, she won't be stopped, and she's always going to be here making content for us. And I'm just glad to be along for the ride. So
they said I'm hurt, and that's true. A lot of black people hurt my feelings. That's true. I mean, I would say I was very hurt when they did that. So my guy, she wasn't trading insults. She was making a counterpoint, not a counter insult. You were tone policing. You can't be the draft. You can't be this soft. I know. And I don't want to fight, because he just kind of wanted to go back and forth. I don't want to fight. I just want to say that we just won't do it again. It's fine. Because that's how white people do things. Once you say Doug MPA, we just walk away. We say, never mind. We're like men.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, I know.
So this narrative dialogue, guys, says, why did you not let Pearly Thinks speak on her own against Ali? She doesn't need your help to go against black folks. She's already have. Guys, look, okay. I've seen all the hard work that Pearl's done. And for someone like that to come at Pearl sideways, I take it personal. I'm not going to lie. I've been here since the beginning. And Pearl's going to say what she's going to say, but everyone needs, she doesn't need me here, but I'm going to defend Pearl no matter what. If you were here from the beginning, like I was, and seen everything, she's put her blood, sweat, and tears, and heart and soul in this, and I'm not going to let anybody disrespect her on her own show. Sorry, it's not happening. Nope.
Thanks, Doug. We appreciate your support. Yeah, Doug does so much work behind the scenes, guys. It's like crazy. So we love him on this channel. He's the best. Well, that's all I got. Anyways, there is an opportunity. If someone, I'll tell you what, I do not feel like recruiting people to debate. I don't feel like doing it. I can do it. But there is an opportunity for somebody that wants to host a debate show, and I will guest on like every other week or something. Every other week. I don't know. So if someone someone wants to do that, I'm open. I'll still give a black person a chance, even after all that. That's the crazy thing. I actually won't discriminate, but yeah, if you did a once a week show and you got good panelists and we really worked together, I could hook you up with big YouTubers. Otherwise, I'm going to finish my guitar book. I have 2 pages left, so I'll have a little bit more time after these lessons. I may just do it myself, but there is an opportunity because I don't want the responsibility of recruiting the people, but you do have to work with me and this is kind of what I was trying to tell him. If someone's disrespectful, out of bounds, someone calls someone a coon on the panel, we got to kick them. If someone's monologuing too hard, we just got to kick. You got to work with me on who we're allowing and not allowing. This is not to be tyrannical, but it's just, you need to take my feedback on how to run the show.
And honestly, if it's someone's first time on a panel, their default position should be keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut. Right? Like that guy that was on his panel. It was his first time. Well, why wasn't he sitting there waiting to be called on?
Andrew will say he's going to have the same thing. He's not going to want to put it together. I'm telling you, this is an opportunity for you to collab with big YouTubers. I'm being really for real. Guys, there is a lot of really irresponsible people in YouTube that just think they know everything. And you can literally get big YouTubers if you're coming up, you gotta the problem is people always ask us for interviews. That benefits you. What you can do is offer connections, debate. Debaters want to debate. Conservatives aren't really too hot on going in person because someone got shot. If you can, we don't really want to get screenshot because every time you message girls about debating, they just hold it on social media. It's really annoying. So if you're a YouTuber and you want big collabs, and I know everybody, I know the big people in this industry. This is a value add, getting liberals to debate. Yeah, so this is a value add. If you ever want, the other thing, if I'd recommend, if you want big YouTubers on their show, if you can get something for me personally, any show that let me freestyle, I always said yes to. I always would say yes to shows that would allow me to freestyle because that was just something I liked. So sometimes if you give YouTubers something that they just enjoy. But yeah, if you guys want to support me, I'm nervous talking about these issues. I really am. I don't know if they're going to kick me off again. So if you could go to theaudacitynetwork.com, it's $10 a month, $80 a year. In return, you get my old content. Honestly, there's not much yet because I need to get more signups to make stuff really cool. I need to justify investing a lot into that. So really, if you just want to support me in case they kick me off, because I don't know when I go after these people, if they're going to crash out, flag my channels, I just don't know. And it's something I worry about because in all honesty, guys, if this happens again, I don't know if I'll come back from it. I don't know if, it may be retiring because at some point you can't come back after getting kicked off so many times. So anyways, anyways,
I was gonna say one last thing. And guys, here's the thing. With what happened to with the rise of Nick F and what happened to Charlie and stuff, you're starting to see and this whole black fatigue thing. I've been telling Pearl for years, you don't have to sit and take this abuse from black people, especially if they want your presence on there. And Pearl's doing a really good job now of pushing back on this garbage. You know what I'm saying? Pearl's knowledgeable, intelligent, has done the work. And she doesn't have to sit there and take it from people like Jazz and anybody. No. She's going to be tactful. She's going to be intelligent about it. But the days of white people having to sit there and take abuse from black people on panels, it's over. Sorry.
Pearl, I think you need to get laid. I'm a woman. It's not hard for us. Okay. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate it. I know $20 to say that. Hey, I'll read it. I'll read it. Look, if you want to roast me or whatever for $20. Anyways, that's all I got today. I thought this was a great show, actually. So
yeah, it was fun.
I'm glad we did it. I thought it was even better because we could see in real time what happens with black people fumbling the opportunity of a lifetime in real time. So anyways, make sure you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Doug MP, any final thoughts?
Guys, Pearl has created her own lane on YouTube. There are many that have tried to be like her, but there's only one. And you're going to have people trying to lecture her about YouTube. Nope. If you're going to listen to anyone about YouTube, you are on the right channel.
Thank you. No, not a roast. I'm a black fan. Is it an offer? What the hell? I don't have a Discord link. I'll put the Audacity network link. Really, seriously, guys, if you can. I know it's annoying, but if you could just sign up for the either yearly or monthly membership, I would feel a lot better if I could get our expenses covered on the app. Just in case they ever kick me off, I need to be able to pay. I would hate to have to let them go again. I just want to be able to afford the expenses on the app. So yeah, the audacitynetwork.com. And then then we are able to fund other projects too, the more people we get on. Anyways, guys, make sure you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.